Meow. Wet. Wet. Oh, that's actually warmer.
Yeah, I told you, Miss.
Yeah, it is warmer.
And sit.
Let's go, beautiful lady.
Let's go. Watch the cabezas. Ooh,
Yeah.
my glasses.
Oh, my glasses are steaming. Okay, not bad. You okay?
I got it.
Okay.
Just I had to take my glasses off because I couldn't see the steps.
You're all fogged up.
Yep.
All right, our cave was discovered in 1799 by a 10-year-old girl named Martha Woodson. Take a look up, you're going to see the natural entrance that she found. With the help of her two older brothers, they take a fallen cedar tree from the top of the hill, cut off the branches there to fashion it into a land resorts. Then they would take that tree and lower it down into the hole. Now, young Martha would climb down here and take a look around. We don't imagine she went very far into the cave that day, seeing as how the only type of light she likely had would have been the natural daylight coming down through that hole. From the Woodson family, the cave passed to both members of the Lively and Crump families who would use this cave for food storage during the summer months, since our cave remains at a constant 58 degrees all year round. But by the 1920s, another gentleman by the name of Dr. Harry Thomas, who was a local dentist in the Horse Cave area, had a different vision for this cave. He purchased the land in 1921, immediately began work on the cave, clearing out debris and laying these walkways, and by 1922, we opened up for our first public tour. Now, for the first 2 years, Dr. Thomas would lead his tours by climbing down through that hole up there on a long wooden ladder. As you can imagine, a lot of his customers weren't too fond of that idea, so in 1924, he dug out the entrance that we came through today, making the cave more accessible to everyone. Who is thankful for Dr. Thomas? I know I sure am. Now, off to our left over here, we also have an old moonshine still that used to belong to a famous Kentucky outlaw called Wild Bill Skaggs. Who's thankful for Wild Bill?
Go ahead.
Couple of you. All right. Now, when moonshining being an illegal activity, the moonshiners didn't want to get caught and they'd try to hide their stills. With over 2,000 caves here in Hart County alone, which is why we're known as Cave Country, a lot of the local moonshiners would hide their operations underground, so that'd make them almost impossible to find. Now, just how wild was Wild Bill? Well, he wasn't very wild at all. He was a genuinely good person. He served in the Army during World War I, and when he came back, he wanted to try to give back to the communities. One of the things that he learned how to do was make alcohol, and people like to drink. So he'd sell his moonshine, but instead of putting money in his pockets, it was said that he'd donate $100 to the local churches. Now, $100 in that time was a lot of money, and if that wasn't enough, he'd see kids playing out in the street, and he'd pass by and hand each and every single one of them a silver dollar. As the kids get older, they'd look back on that and say he never had to do those things, but he wanted to out of the kindness of his own heart. All right, come on down.
I love this story. This is great. So last time we couldn't hear a thing.
Well, that's because there was a whole heck of a lot of people.
Yeah.
The type of cave that we're in today is what is known as a solutional cave, meaning it was created by water. About 1.5 to 2 million years ago, an underground river was flowing through this area, carving out the limestone that this cave is made out of. But over time, the water table started to drop, and that would slowly reveal the passages that we're able to walk through today. Now, not only was water responsible for carving this cave out, it's also responsible for filling it back in. Here's how that works. Every time it rains, like it did last night, all that water is going to soak down through the ground up above us. As it does so, it'll pick up minerals in the soil and surrounding rocks such as calcium and iron. As the water continues to carry the minerals deeper into the ground, they can enter our cave system, and once exposed to the air in here, the water begins to evaporate, and the minerals that are in that water begin to re-harden into what we call dripstone formations. The first formation we'll take a look at is all this rough stuff that comes up right in the wall. That is known as cave coral, also commonly referred to as cave popcorn, cave broccoli, and cave cauliflower. This is the slowest growing formation in the cave. growing at a rate of approximately 1/4 inch every 500 years. Now, the other types of formations you'll see in here today will include the ones that come down from our ceiling, which are called stalactites, and the ones that come up from the ground underneath those, which are called stalagmites. Those two formations will grow at a rate of approximately 1/2 inch every 100 years, so we're not going to see any noticeable change in here during our lifetime. Now, folks, this is where things start to get really wet, okay? As we're near the top of this next set of stairs, they're going to be just covered with water. It's not going to be anything like what we've been on. The stairs get steep, they get narrow, and the ceiling gets lower. Now, we do need to watch our heads up there as we'll be going into that group of stalactites. Several of those hang down fairly low, but there's one formation in particular that's directly in our path. It's what we call flowstone. And that will hang down to a 4-foot gap between the bottom of that formation and the walkway beneath it. A good rule of thumb is you pass through this area before you take the next step up. Make sure to look up. That way you don't stand up in anything. Now, once you duck underneath that, you're going to enter a narrow spot. You'll need to continue to watch your heads throughout the narrow passage. As the narrow area widens back out and we enter the next small room, you'll be clear to stand up. But at that point, we need to pay attention to the walkway. There are 2 open pits in that next room, one on either side of that walkway. Please remain in the center of the walkway at that point, watch your step, and then once again, I cannot stress this enough. Please be aware of your surroundings, watch your heads, and stay low up there. Now, sir, do you want a fun fact about your hat there?
It's gonna get caught.
No, actually, it is designed for areas just like this. The palms that are on top of those did have a functionality at one point. They were created by the French soldiers as they were on their Navy ships. Some of those doors on those ships could be pretty low. And so as they're running to man the battle stations, if they hit that palm, they knew that they needed to get lower. So you've actually got a pretty good hat today, man. Now, as an added bonus, guys, if you do happen to hear the person in front of you say, ouch, that means get lower.
Like we have a cave dog.
We have a cave dog.
We have a cave dog. Watch this, get some weird shoes.
Oh, it is wet.
Mm-hmm. As I said, you go in front of me and I will be able to catch you for step backwards.
Because the light's right there, because when it goes right, I like these.
I got you. It won't get wet, Mama. Watch right above you. Okay, that is really cool. So Degas, you said you wanted the caves, huh?
Yes, sir.
Watch your head, James.
There's the 4 foot.
You can see how this is all black because people touch that.
Oh yeah. All the hand oils.
The oil and
Inhale.
Inhale.
Exhale.
Suck it in.
All right, guys, when you come around the next corner, please continue to watch your step. The walkway itself gets narrow. It's going to be a little drop off to your right, large bubble to your left, and then we're going down. Those stairs are steep. There's running water that crosses a portion of these. You will need to use caution. There is a series of handrails to guide you to the bottom, and we do ask that you use those handrails.
I can't hear you.
I'm wet now because I was in a spot where it was just
What a dog. You can stop. You don't have to. There's food.
Hey, I'm glad you wore your jacket. You got wet.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot more water coming down up here. Okay. Okay. There we go. Do you remember it being this narrow?
No, but I think we were skinnier.
Just,
It has been a year and a half now.
sweetheart, I have enjoyed your cooking for several years now.
You can see the different shelves. The water and water was go through that. Just you can see the old stairwell.
Oh, this is a cascade of water.
This cave is very active. I love it. Yes, it's actually, it is. Except for the one, remember the one where we had to do the, we had the river flowing in it?
Oh, that one. The rails are getting stuck on them because of the mill.
Ruby Falls, that's it. Ruby Falls was a beautiful cave system.
Yeah, but it wasn't right throughout the.
All right, folks, at this point in time during the tour, we are the deepest we're going to go. We are 125 feet beneath the surface of the ground. Does it feel like you've gone down that far?
No.
No, don't worry, we don't want to go back up. Now, we get our name, Mammoth Onyx Cave, because of the onyx that is inside of here. But so far, has anybody seen any onyx?
No, sir.
No? Oh, what color is onyx?
Black.
Black.
All right, black's the answer that we always get. People are familiar with black onyx jewelry. Now, black onyx is the most desired color of onyx, but 95% of the black onyx that's on the world's market today is either heat treated or dyed in order to bring out that deep black hue that everybody's familiar with. Onyx is simply a term that refers to the minerals as they come into our caves and harden into our dripstone formations, such as our stalactites and our stalagmites. If you were to cut into any one of these formations that we've seen today, there's solid onyx inside of there. Now, the coloration of the onyx is determined by the type of mineral that's causing it to grow. Whites and yellows are calcium, light grays are magnesium, dark grays and blacks are manganese, and reddish brown is iron oxide. Now, I want you all to turn and take a look back where we came from. You're going to see a large formation in the middle of those stairs there. That is what we call either a column or a pillar, and it is the combination of a stalactite and a stalagmite that are joined together in the middle over the years. The base circumference of that formation measures 90 feet, and it has a height of 45 feet, making it the largest single piece of onyx found anywhere in the state of Kentucky. Since we do have such a large amount of onyx, one might even say we could have a mammoth amount. Now, our cave pool up here is all natural, with this being the lowest lying area of this portion of the cave. All of the water coming in from the back will collect here before eventually making its way another 60 feet beneath us. At that point, the water enters the lower level of the cave, where it's then channeled out directly into the Green River Basin. We are an individual cave, not linking up to any others in the area. Now, even though the water is crystal clear, and it looks like it would be good enough to drink, I wouldn't recommend it. This water has not been filtered through enough stone yet in order to reduce the mineral content that it picked up on its way down here. It still contains an extremely high amount of magnesium, and drinking it will give you the same effect as X-Lax. Now, for the younger generation in here that may not know what X-Lax does to you, diarrhea, screaming demons, not only squirts. Whatever you choose to call it, it will not be pleasant. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about down here today is carving. People carving their names into things is nothing new, and this cave is no exception to that. When we walk down this next bridge up here, pay attention to our walls in this area. You'll see hundreds of names. Early cave guides used to encourage people to carve their name along there, much like signing a guest book. But in 1988, Kentucky finally decided our caves are a resource that needed to be protected. We passed a law called the Kentucky Cave Conservation Act, making it illegal to damage a cave in any way, shape, or form, effectively putting an end to the side of our walls. Does anybody have any questions on anything today?
No, sir. Are there any unexplored portions of this cave?
There are not. This cave has been mapped in its entirety.
Okay.
Is it possible that, so you could go through one of those holes and then find like an entirely different cave?
Nope. You see, these holes don't go anywhere. They look like they're going to go deep, but they're just little tiny pockets. See, what happens is limestone is a very soft and soluble stone. And as with all substances, it has softer pockets and harder pockets. Now, as that underground river was coming through this area and carving these areas out, what's it going to take first? The softer pockets or the harder pockets? The softer, right? And so these areas that you see here, it's just where you have softer pockets of limestone leading behind these little holes. The only hole that goes anywhere in this cave is that one that's walled off right back over there, and that is the entrance to the lower level. Any other questions? You're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate that, son.
Well, at this point in time, we can start making our way back up and out of here, and we can go about this in one of two ways. We can do it the fun way, or we can do it the standard way. Choice is going to be yours. We're going to take a vote by a show of hands, and let's do it the fun way. All right.
Turn off the lights.
Fun it is. Good luck, guys. You got a pleasure. He's got one on there.
He's good.
The rest of y'all, well, sorry.
Sorry about that. He's kind of freak. I forgot he had a light on his head. You took yours off.
Standard way for safety reasons. Now, there are a few things that we need to watch out for as we make our way up and out of here. In a moment, we will come to a set of stairs. Now, they are steep and there is a handrail. But as those stairs twist and turn, they do leave the handrail by a distance of 3 feet once you are at the halfway point. Now, once you're at the top of those stairs, the walkway is uneven. It also becomes narrow. You'll need to stay on your left-hand side due to another pit that will be on our right. That's what we call the cave guide water slide, and it's not as fun as it sounds. Right past that is one more set of stairs, and we will be done and almost out of the cave. Now, the reason I say almost is there's one last obstacle that you have to make it through, and that's a little bit of a mud puddle right there in front of the door as you get ready to exit. It rained, it's a cave, it's unavoidable.
Hello
Now,
there.
once you make it outside, you go to the top of a small hill. From there, take the path to your right, and that leads you back to where we started. I do hope that all of you have enjoyed this tour today as much as I enjoyed bringing you through here. You all have been a wonderful group. I want to say thank you for that, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And just a side note, this is your actual guide. I'm just her interpreter.
Oh, she's a happy dog. Yeah. Absolutely. It was really touching. Mama, I really liked it, Mama. Oh, that's a little wet.
It's a little wet there.
Careful, Mela.
I'm gonna see if we're gonna bring it downstairs.
We get our exercise in today. We're good.
Good.
Oh, babe, I forgot how beautiful this cave was. It looks like it'll sink into that.
Yeah.
I got the best view in the house. Careful, my love. Yes. All right. And we are done.